Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusitz, Cycling Greek. This is my car. And this is what I'm driving to the Modesto road race. Reason being, I got to bring back some equipment that I'm going to be using at the circuit race. Now this is a cool truck. Just being in it, I secrete testosterone. Hope they don't blood test me tomorrow. It is now early Sunday morning, about 5 o'clock, taking off from Modesto road race. When I drove this truck home last night, I was smiling all the way. This is a pretty cool truck. Okay, time to get started. At the race course. Got about an hour, 5 minutes before my race. So it is number pinning time. Correct way to do the number pinning. So I get my jersey, in this case put on the steering wheel. I line up the bottom of the paper with the front of the side panel right here and go as high as I can under the arm. And when I do that, the refs love you. This is the Modesto road race, and this is my last lap. We did 6 laps of 9 miles each. Here we're passing the start-finish line. For most of the race, I've tried to be in good position and keep my nose out of the wind, unless there was something that came up, and there was no opportunity that came up that I wanted to take a look at. With 28 mostly strong riders in this field, I had to be very careful in how I divvied out my energy. This course, other than 2 3-foot little bumps, is dead flat. This pack had a number of strong teams in it. 3 of note that I remember are Pacos, Sun Power, and Hammer Nutrition. Very early in the race, there were a number of attacks that were brought back. There was one rider, however, that sustained a gap and was joined by a Pacos. And these guys were off for a number of laps. Some of the Sun Power team, along with other riders, kept those 2 in check. Allowing for hypoxia on my end, I believe those 2 were brought back between 2 and 3 laps to go. Now, we just saw a rider bridge up to another rider out there, and I believe that was a Sun Power that was bridging up. A lot of these guys had the same idea that I did. On this last lap, I wanted to be an opportunity where I can do a breakaway solo or with a small group. We are strung out due to those 2 being just caught. So now I'm looking for my opportunity. The question is, where and when? There was significant wind on the course. Not debilitating, but significant. I always had to stay protected in the headwind section and had to be careful when we were guttering. Now, all that being said, attacking in the headwind section is an excellent opportunity to get away. Now, we had a small break here that's just coming back, and so countering in this situation can be optimal. So now I'm working my way up toward the front, looking to make my move. I have to make it look like I'm just kind of hanging out, going to the front. Feint in to the left a little bit, and then I'm off. Now, one thing I didn't mention about attacking in the headwind is that you have to have the legs to do that. My power is going up a lot faster than my speed is going up. I'm barely inching away from these guys. Soon my speed is going to start decreasing. I was out for about a total of 50 seconds before I was passed, and I was fortunate enough to have enough legs to be able to hang on. After a turn into some more favorable wind conditions, an opportunity comes up, and again I attack. Now this time I'm off solo. Another rider has quickly bridged up to me and just sitting on my wheel. I could not tell what team he was on, so I wanted to open up a bigger gap to entice him to work with me. Looked like he was having none of that. After a bit, my speed started again to decrease, and I was starting to watch for counterattacks. I was in the wind for about 50 seconds on this one too. We are now about 4 miles from the finish. I think we've had an attack or maybe a surge, which has kept the speed up. So this is again a good opportunity for me to do a counterattack. And there I go. Now, they let me go on this one, and I got some good distance. In fact, I was even thinking, you know, maybe I can hold this. Which is what I usually think when I'm in these situations, but they all usually turn out about the same. I was out for about 2 kilometers on this one, and the person that pulled me back was TT aficionado Robert Naparalski. I saw him go by, and I saw the pack right behind him, and I thought, he likes this kind of thing. And there he is. Now at this point, I've settled into the pack and looking for my teammate, and there he is right in front of me. I don't have a lot left. Whenever you do your move, you put everything into it, and that's what I did. So I have maybe one little bit of move here. Maybe I can get him toward the front, get him protected. So now I'm going up the right side, and he's behind me somewhere, and I'm hoping that I can find a gap here to get him through, to get him toward the front. Unfortunately, there was no gap to be found. Fortunately, my teammate had went up the left side to try to get to the front, and there he is going to the front right now, or toward the front, so good on him. So now we go into the last corner, which is going to take us into the final sprint. Though I'm trying, I don't have the legs to stay with these guys. I see my teammate is toward the back. Fortunately, he has both power and skill. Scott sprints his way through the middle of the pack and ends up with 5th place, in the money. I got a lot of time to kill right now. So, after the hammer products that I took during the race, after the hammer products I take after the race, what's the next thing to do for recovery? Sardines. Waste not, want not.
Yeah, that's right. My wife.
Oh man, that tastes good.
There you go. Yeah, right. No, it's great. Take her with you. I think they had
Number 2 of 3. This is the food of gods. Heaven. That's just one of the things you have to take home. This is why I'm waiting till the bitter end. I'm going to be out here a while. All those people waiting on results.
Jeremy, you're very fortunate. It's not often you stand above a Mustang. Just saying.
And that. Where's the trophy? I had that. Alright, now back here. More. Yeah! Ow! Chicken dinner. Whoops, it fell over. Whoops. Alright.
What is it? 4, 5, 35 plus.
Got to put in the 11.
I'm going to go hang out with Ron.
Stacking shit, so if you start setting shit up there the other way, you can't do it right. Okay? Alright, so we're going to stack these. See if they'll go choo-choo.
Well, this is my load to take home. A lot of crash pads, the podium, and the backdrop. Hoping not chasing this down the road later on. Okay, I got the blessing from Rick. I can go 70, can't go 110. After about 10 miles, pull off somewhere, take a look, make sure everything's still there. Okay, time to go home. Made it home. Stuff is still on here. Now I gotta unpack it, take a shower, drive this truck in, get it back to Kyle. On to the next step.